Hi, Guido.
Hi, Ina.
We also work together in the product management for Atro, and you're responsible for the software part. So a modular robot looks different every time. How is the configuration done?
Yeah, this is one of the important part because you put together the modules as needed for your application. And we have a software which is 3D based and it's HTML5 based software that we use for the configuration. So we configure together the base module, the motor module, the link module. And with that, we can also have an online view, so we can go online to the control unit and see what is happening with the robot. Yeah. But the robot moves not only alone, but inside a machine. So therefore, you also need to have an integration of the cut data or the step files of the machine, which we can also import so that we can integrate the robot into the machine environment.
Okay, great. So when my configuration is done, what about programming?
Yeah, we export what we have done in the configuration to our Trinket system. And in the Trinket system, as usual for a machine, we can program the movements in PLC code, for example. For that, we export a robot instance, we export the transformation calculations, and we have the configure or the linking to the motion control. We use Motion 3, MC3, which is our new motion kernel that we use for our single axis, but also for the robots. And then we can program what is needed for the movement. If you don't want to program in a PLC, we also have the possibility for sequencing programming or sequencing, it is a more no-code programming, which we can show later with Kati. And then you don't have the structured text need that is otherwise needed in the PLC.
Okay, great. Before we go on to that, for those with expert knowledge, the new ISO 10218 has just been released.
Yes.
How do we enable our machine builders to program the robot while complying with the standard?
Yeah. So the new ISO 10218 actually has some differences to the older ones, some more constraints that you have to take care. These become mandatory in the next 1 or 2 years. We expect beginning of 27. And this is, of course, our requirement specification. So with all the hardware that you've shown, with all the software that I explained, we have to make sure that we fulfill the requirements for the ISO 10218, the robot standard. And this is what we do for our customers. And there are a lot of safety functions as well in this ISO standard, like many stop functions, different stop functions, but also safe limited speed for the tool center point, but also for the exposed joints that they do have with a robot. And we can fulfill this because we have our safety PLC, which is running in software also on the IPC. So we have a centralized information and logic that we can combine all the safe positions from the axis into the safety PLC, calculate the kinematic again, and then also monitor and take care of the safe limited speed at the TCP and the joints.